Hello everyone. Hello everyone. So this is an analysis on pound dollar from the weekly time frame. We are breaking it down up to the 15-minute time frame. Okay. Today is Sunday on the 4th of October. So wish you all guys subscribe for new videos, and I'll be doing this each and every week for you guys to benefit more on that. Okay. So what is my view on pound dollar? Pound dollar is actually in a descending channel in the weekly time frame, and you can see we have our top trend line third touch, and now we are anticipating our last touch right here for us to take price to the upside, right? That's what we are looking for. And what can also happen is that price can just quickly retrace back, okay, and just quickly retrace back, come here, reach the double top before it falls, then giving us this high. And the second thing that will happen is price can just quickly cross this trend line, consolidate, then go higher. Okay, that is what can happen. So for us knowing these three possibilities, we know that price can form a double top in the lower time frame. Let me draw this for you guys to see. It can form a double top like this, the lower time frame, then drop. Then after dropping, we look for longs. Okay, and the second thing I said is rise and just come down straight forward. Okay, before we get a high. And the third thing that can happen is price can move higher straight, consolidate, then start pushing to the upside. Okay. But what are actually my views on pound dollar? So now we have identified this is our overall trend in the higher time frame, okay, the weekly, and it is actually in a reversal pattern. Some of you guys might see this expanding channel, okay, as well. You can see this expanding channel as a continuation to push price lower and lower and lower. Okay, that's possible, but that's not what I'm looking at. Now let's go to the current price action in the daily time frame. So in the daily time frame, what do we have? The daily time frame, we have nothing other than just an ascending channel that I'm looking at. We had this ascending channel, I think weeks ago, and we were anticipating this huge move, and it has happened. So now we are in this ascending channel in a descending channel. So which shows it is possible for us to get the third touch to these areas. So now we know that we have this nice ascending channel. What do we look for? We now look for the next opportunity for maybe entry and management. Okay, let's go to the 4 hour time frame. In the 4 hour time frame, what do we see? We see as price broke through. When price broke through this trend line, it formed a very nice descending expanding channel for a possible retrace to the downside around these areas before we look for longs, which is possible for us to get the double top I spoke about in the higher time frame. So this is the 4 hour time frame. Now let's go deep into the 1 hour and see what is actually happening. So now let's move to the 1 hour. Now we're in the 1 hour. So in the 1 hour, what do we have? We have a very nice ascending channel 2 in an expanding channel of a possible running flat. Okay, what is a running flag? A running flag is any channel that moves that is found in an impulsive leg as a descending channel, but eventually breaks to the downside because there is always a consolidation around this area, which gives it a bull or a bear flag to push price lower. That is actually a running flag. So now you can see we have our first touch, second, third, and then we're anticipating this move to come to the downside, consolidate, and give us this third touch we're anticipating for, then move back for a double top. Okay, so now we know that we are looking for this. How do we take this trade into consideration? What can happen actually now is that the price can break through, consolidate around this area, then start pushing to the upside. Remember, always look for confirmation before entry. Okay, don't just jump into the market because you think you have seen the nicest analysis, or maybe you have seen the analysis that really says what you are looking for. As for me, I'll wait for breakout either here or here before I can look for my entry points. Because at this current stage, I don't have any place to enter. If I should get an entry, then it should be after price has reached to this area. Sorry, after price has actually reach to this area, give me a confirmation, then maybe retrace backward, given this little double top, then I'll take my entry around here. Then my target to be all the way to these areas, okay, to these areas, which is my 90% rule of the lower time frame structure. Can be that either be here or here. Okay, any of them is valid. You can take your profit so early if you want. Then you can also wait for price. You can also take your profit on this trend line extension. Even here, you can even take it here. Let me take it around this area. So that's possible. Okay, so now how will I enter? As for me, as I said earlier on, I am not taking this trade if I don't get a retracement or any type of channel. So what is actually possible here? The possibility of us breaking to the downside is that you can see price is actually in a consolidation mode. So as it is actually in a consolidation mode, I'll be looking for something like an ascending channel breaking this structure, giving us a valid entry around here, forming a very nice ascending structure, then pushing price lower. And I'll be willing to take this trade maybe from this break. Then my stop loss should be super minimum around this area because that's broken out of structure. And what can also happen is I would like price to go, then quickly retrace, give me a 1 hour candlestick retracement, then start trickling all its way to the downside. And what will I be looking for? The next thing, an evening star, a doji candlestick closing below the structure, then I'm willing to take the trade to the downside. There are so many possibilities and there are so many ways of you taking this trade. Okay, there are so many ways of you taking this trade. So when we go to the 15-minute time frame, you can see there are so many ways for you to take this trade. So the possibilities that this particular area has formed for entry is we have a breakout of structure in the 15-minute time frame around this area. But what do we have on the top? We have a lower time frame correction around this area, which can eventually just break through and start trickling all its way up. So, as I said earlier on, patience is key. And remember, you can't just jump into a trade because you think the trade is good enough for you to enter the trade. For me, I will not take that trade because it might not be my trading plan. Even if it is, I just have to wait for confirmation. Then I'll take my entry and be on the safer side. So thank you guys for joining in. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video for more educational content. I will always do this, as I said, every week and even if possible every day to update you guys on the analysis that has been done or on more opportunities that are opening up. So I'll leave this to you guys. You look at it, make sure you manage your risk very well. Don't just enter in because you think the analysis is done for you. This is actually a reversal pattern forming, and the possibilities of this reversal pattern is it can be a possible break to the downside. Okay, this is what can actually happen. Can just do this way, then start breaking to the downside. That is the possibilities that we are seeing. But what I'm looking for is a reversal going back up to give us a double top. And I can see something right now. What can I see? I can see this as a head and shoulder pattern which can possibly form push price higher. Okay. So as I said, so this is the neckline, and as you can see that, so this can possibly be the shoulder, then the head, then the next shoulder to form. That's the possibilities that can happen. So be careful on taking trades on this because anything can happen at this moment. And you can see the market has its own ways of manipulation. Okay, so thank you guys.